Hey everyone, welcome back to my Dev Web App channel. Today I'll explore the Astra framework and build a blog using the tutorial. As you can see, Astra is the web framework for content-driven websites. I have not had any experience with Astra so far and will start by following their tutorial. Let's see what we can build. I'm going to open resource and go to tutorials. And as you can see, we have tutorial build your first Astra block. Okay, and you can check the doc, and I'm going to check this first point as checked, and go to about this tutorial. And okay, what do I need to know to get started? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, and I can check it as done and go to the next point and set up. And let's check what we need. And GitHub, Netlify, I'll skip it for now. Okay, and we need Node.js, and I can open my Visual Studio Code, open terminal. Let's check, and they propose to check Node version. I can check, and I have version 20. Okay, and let's go next. I can access command line. I have terminal, I have Node.js installed, and I have code editor like Visual Studio Code. Okay, and I can go next and create your first Astra project. Okay, and I can copy this command and provide it to my terminal. And let's check. And now I need to provide my project name, and let it be Astra block. Okay, and install dependencies and init git repo. Okay, and let's check what I have next. Okay, we agreed to GitHub to install dependencies, and then we can open project in Visual Studio Code or any code editor that are you using, and then we can run Astra in dev mode. And let's go back to Visual Studio Code, and dependencies were installed, and I can open my project in my Visual Studio with file open folder. And I opened my Astra block in Visual Studio Code, and now I can install extension. And, let's install it. Probably it will help us with editing and writing code. Okay, I have my extension. I can hide this, and let's go back to docs. And now I can run dev server with command npm run dev. And I'm going to launch new terminal here, site Astra block, and run dev server. And let's open it in browser. Okay, and we have some application running locally. Okay, and we saw this Astra, and I can create new Astra project, and I can start Astra dev server. And let's go next and write your first line of Astra. Okay, and they propose to edit home page, and let's go to source files, index. I can hide console. And let's check. And they propose to change header, and let's do it. Change Astra to my Astra site, and let's check. And we have my Astra site header. Okay, and can mark it as done and go to the next step. And I'll skip the store your repository online and commit on GitHub. I'll work locally, and I will skip deploying step. And now I have unit 2 pages, and let's go further. and create your first Astra page. Okay, and now I can go source pages, and I have index Astra, and let's create about. Okay, inside pages, I can create new file and add about. Let's check what next, and now I can copy content of index file to my about. Okay, and now I can add about to my class inside browser, and let's check what I have. And we have the same content, and they propose to edit about page. I'm going to copy and change content of about page, and let's check. Probably I need to add some formatting. Okay, and as you can see, we have content on about page, and let's add navigation links inside about, and I can add navigation links. Okay, and let's check. I can go home and can go about, and we're on the about page, and we can add now blog page. Okay, and they propose to add the next file inside pages, and file will be blog, and I'll just see the code and copy new file, and then copy index file inside blog, and we'll paste this content. Okay, and they propose change index. Okay, let's do it inside my index. And I can add navigation also to blog. Let's add it here. Save and adds. Let's add it to index. And let's check what I have so far. I'm going to refresh, and as you can see on about page, we have home, about, and blog, and about blog the same as home. Okay, and we can navigate between pages. Let's check what next. And they propose to change blog page. Okay, and let's do it. Blog. And let me check. I can remove this h1 tag. Let's add it here, my content, and go to blog page. And as you can see, I have this content here, and I'll skip this publish. And let's go next. And next is write your first markdown blog post. Okay, and I need new directory posts inside source files, pages. Okay, and let me add new folder posts. Now let's check what next, and I can add new file, site posts, markdown file. Okay, and let's go to post 1. Okay, and we have nothing here, just empty page, and they propose to check post 2. Okay, and as you can see, we have some not found page. Let's go to our post 1, and now we can add this content to our post 1. Let's do it. And let's check. And as you can see, we have content of our markdown file here. Okay, and we checked it. We can use DevTools, and they propose change blog. Okay, and let's add it to our blog page. Okay, and let's check blog I can remove this and go to my blog, and as you can see, I have link to our post 1, and now they propose to create post 2 file, and let's do it. Okay, and copy content. Okay, let's check, and also we can create post 3. Okay, let me copy this and provide the name, and copy content and provide it here. Okay, and now we can update our blog page and add more links. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have links. We can go back, and I have post 2 and also post 3. Okay, and everything looks good so far. Let's go next. And next is add dynamic content about you. Okay, and let's check what we have next. Open about page and add variable. Okay, let's try it. About, and I can add variable here. Let's check, and now we can use our variable inside title. And inside title, I provide this variable page title, and also we can change h1 tag, and use our variable. Okay, and let me refresh and go to about, and as you can see, we have title about me and also header about me. Okay, and what's next? JavaScript expressions in Astra. Okay, we can add some object and array of strings. And let me add it. Okay, we have identity, and it's an object with properties like first name, country, occupation, hobbies, and also we have skills. It's an array of strings. Okay, and let's see how we can use it. Okay, and I'm going to copy this and provide it here. Okay, and I need to check and fix format. Probably I need to add some auto formatters rules, but let's leave it as it is, and let's check. Okay, and as you can see, let's go to the code, and as you can see, we used first name, country, and occupation from our object, and also skills is an array of strings, and we use map method of array to iterate through skills and provide them. Okay, and we have dynamic content all skills and also some properties from object. Okay, looks good so far, and let's check what I have next, and we can add more variables after skills. Okay, and let's check, and we can use conditional rendering. It's similar to React, I believe. Okay, and let's check, and I have string I'm happy to be learning Astra, and my goal is to finish in 3 days. Okay, and let's check what I can change. I can change finish to true, and let's check. And we have I finished this tutorial, and I can change it to false, and we don't have this line anymore. Okay, and I can mark them as done, and I'll skip this button, and we'll go to styles, and let's check what we can add. Styles, and we can add h1 style for h1, inside about page, and I'm in about, and let me check, and we can add it after title. Okay, and let's check, and as you can see, we have about me with new styles, and they propose to check home and blog, and as you can see here, we have initial h1 tag. Okay, and now we can add class skill to list item, and let's check. We have list item. Let's add class skill and go to styles and add styles for that class. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have styles for li. And now they propose to add const with some color. Okay, and let's check. And we can use this variable inside style. Let me add it here and use this variable instead of just green color. So let's check. And as you can see, the color was changed. And I'll skip this additional style. And let's check what we have next. Add site-wide styling. Okay, and here we can add styles to our source files. Inside source files, I'm going to create new folder, styles, and add global CSS. Inside styles file, just will copy this. Okay, and in about page, I'm going to import. Let's go to about and import our style at the top and save. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, the styles were changed, and we have some styles for about page. Okay, and I'll skip this part and go to components. And let's check what I have next. I'm just going next and make a reusable navigation component. Okay, and now we need to create folder components inside source files, and new folder will be components and navigation component. Okay, we need to create navigation file. Okay, and provide some code. Okay, and now we can import it inside index file. Okay, let's import and change our link to navigation. Okay, and let's check, refresh and go to home, and we have the same links but from component. Okay, and that works. And let's add the same navigation to about and Astra. I'm going to copy paste this and add to my about. And let's add the styles to index and also to block. I'll add styles and navigation. And now I can use navigation component in my block instead of this code. We don't have repeated code anymore, and we can change our navigation, and we'll have this navigation across all pages. Looks good so far. And let me go to about the block, and let me try to change some text. Home to, and as you can see, I have home to. Okay, and that works. Let's go back to docs, and I can mark as done and go to create a social media footer. Okay, and now we can add our footer. inside components, new file, and let me copy this code. Okay, and what's next? And now we can import our footer in all components. Let me add it to about, block, and index. Okay, and add footer before closing body. Okay, and the same to block, and the same to about. Okay, let's check. And let's check. And as you can see, we have the text from footer, and also here and here. Okay, and that works. And next, they propose to create social component, and let's do it. Okay, and I'll just take this code and we'll provide it here. Okay, and now we can import it inside our footer instead of these variables, and change paragraph to this component. Okay, and now we can add styles to our social. Okay, and add styles to our footer component. Okay, let me check. They added styles here. Okay, and let's check what we have. Okay, and as you can see, styles were added, and we have links to some Astra docs, I believe GitHub, Twitter, YouTube, and the same we have on home and on blog. Okay, it looks good so far. I can mark it as done and go next. And next, they propose to build header, and I'll just see the code. And they propose to add new component. Okay, inside components, I'll add header and this code. Okay, and next we'll just change navigation to header. Okay, cite this code, I believe, and also here. Okay, change navigation to header, and also here. Okay, and also here and here. And we'll need import instead of navigation. I need header. Okay, and also here and header instead of navigation, and we'll leave footer and remove navigation import. Okay, let's check what we can add next, and next we can add class navlinks to our navigation. Okay, navigation, and okay, we can add navlinks and here. Okay, and copy CSS styles to our global CSS. Okay, let me add the styles. Go to global CSS and add styles. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have styles for our header component. Go to home, and we can open developers tools, and let's resize. Okay, and as you can see, we have some media queries styles, and when the size is less than 636. We don't have our header. And let me mark as done and go to the next and send your first script to the browser. And they propose to build a hamburger component. And let's do it. And inside components, I will add hamburger and copy this code. Okay, and let's check next. And I can import and paste it to header. Okay. And also I can add hamburger to navigation. Okay, and I need to copy this. Okay, and let's check. And next we need to add styles to global CSS. Okay, and go to styles and add them here. Okay, and also we need to add styles to media queries. Okay, and it will be here. Okay, and now we need to write script tag. And inside index Astra, let's add this code inside index. And we need to place it below footer. Okay, and check browser. Let me go to home. Let's check. And as you can see, now I have this hamburger. And when I press on hamburger, I have home, about, and block menu. Let's go to about. And let's check. We have hamburger, but it doesn't work because we haven't added script. And let's fix it. And they propose importing JavaScript file. And we need to create first this file inside source files. I'm going to add folder. We need folder scripts, and inside scripts we'll add menu JavaScript. And, let me do it and provide this code. Okay, and now we can import our file. And let me change the index file, and I believe we need the same for about. Okay, and we can add it below footer, and the same for block. Okay, and yeah, inside block, and that's all. And let's check our functionality. I'm going to press on hamburger, and as you can see, we have the menu, and for block the same. And let's return our header for large screens. And let me close developer tools and refresh the page and go to home, about, block. And as you can see, we have simple block with navigation, with menu, footer, and also with some blog post unit for layouts. And I'm going to check this checkbox and go next. Build your first layout. I need to create new file in layout. Okay. And I opened my project in Visual Studio Code, and inside source files, I need to create new folder, layouts, and file will be base layout. Okay, and create new file, base layout Astra. And now I need to copy entire content, and let me just copy this file and paste it in my base layout. And now we can change our index file. And I'll just provide the code they have here. And let's check our browser. I'm going to refresh, and we have the same index page. and let's check next. And now we can add slot, and let's do it inside base layout and below H1 check. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have some subtitle here. And let's check the code. And we have this subtitle in our index file. Let's check it. And as you can see, it was rendered instead of float. Okay, and let's check next. And pass page specific values as props. And we can use props. And let's try it. Inside base layout in our index file, I'm going to add page title prop. Let's go next. And now we can use these props in base layout instead of this const. Okay. And check browser. And nothing changed, but we passed the props from index to base layout. Okay. And let's check what I have next. Try it yourself, use your layout everywhere. Okay, and now we can change block Astra and about Astra. And we can use this base layout and provide what we have inside these files as slot. Let me open index Astra and copy content and provide it inside block. Okay, and now I can remove this imports HTML header, and I will copy title and provide to my page title. And also I'll provide this paragraph and a node.list as slot to my component. Okay, and now I can remove the remaining code. Okay, and let's check what I have. I'm going to refresh the page and go to my blog, and as you can see, we have post 1, post 2, and post 3. Okay, and let's change about. And as you can see, we have more code here and also styles. And let's change it. I'm going to copy import base layout and paste it in my about. I will have header and footer in base layout, and I'll keep this page title and other variables. And okay, we can remove this code because we have it in base layout, and also we have footer. So let's check. And now we need to add base layout and provide page title. Okay, and I'm going to add it here. And close. Okay, and let's check what we have. I'm going to refresh the page and go to about. And as you can see, we don't have styles because we removed them. And let me go back and copy styles here and then go forward. Okay, and now I need to provide styles. Let's check again. As you can see, we have styles for our list, and I can remove styles for H1 tag because we have them globally. And also I can adjust code. Okay, and looks good so far. Let's check again, refresh, and we have our styles. And let's go to the docs. We did as they described here. I can mark boxes as done and go next. And we have create and pass data to a custom block layout. Okay, and I need to create new file, markdown post layout, and we'll add it inside layouts and new file. And now I can copy content. Okay, and let's check. And next we need to modify post1 markdown file. And let's go to block post1. And as you can see, I have my first block post. And let me go to post1 and provide our layout. And let's check. And as you can see, now we have two headers. Let's remove the header that we don't need anymore. Okay, and I can remove this header. And let's check. And as you can see, we don't have this header anymore. Okay, and let's go next. I will check the browser, and also I can modify post2 and post3. Okay, and I'll provide the same layout here and also here. And let's check. I'm going to go to post2 and also post3. And as you can see, we added a layout to post. And also we checked it in browser. And now we can remove some code from post1. Let's do it. Okay. Let's remove and check what we have. And we can add this published to our layout file below title. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have published. And we can add remain code here. Okay, and let me add it here. Let's check. And as you can see, we have some image and written by, and also let's check post2. And we also have some content and post3. And okay, I can mark these checkboxes as done and go next. Now we can combine layouts, and let's try. I'm going to add this import and add it here. And also I'll provide base layout. We'll add it here and close here. Let me check. Okay, and I can add tabs. Okay, and let's check what we have. I'm going to open post1, and as you can see, we have tiles and other elements as in our block. Also, we have menu, and we can remove title from our markdown layout. And let's check. And we don't have two titles as it was previously. Okay. And let's check what next. We checked it in our browser. And it looks like we added layouts and combined them. Let me refresh the page, go to home, about, blog, check post1, post2, and post3, unit 5, Astra API. And I'm ready to add some blog features and go next. And we have create a blog post archive. And we have first item dynamically display a list of posts, and we need to modify block file. And I'm going to copy this code and go to my project and modify block, and we'll paste it below base layout, and we'll add some variable, and we'll retrieve values of posts from folder posts. We'll get all these files and we'll store them into variable. Okay, let's check next. And next we can replace our hard-coded values with this code. And let's check. And what we have inside block. And we have has the same functionality as previously, but now we can add post for markdown file. I'll add it to our post. Okay, and I'll provide some content. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have my first blog post, and I can go to this post, and it was added through code. And let me open blog, and we'll retrieve it from our posts folder and then generate it on our blog page. Okay, I can return back, and let's check what we have next. And we have a change, create a blog post component. Okay, and I'll add to my folder components this blog post Astra. Okay, and add new component. And we'll check the code, what we can add. Okay, and I'll add this code to my blog post. And then I need to modify blog file. Okay, I'll import this component inside my blog below base layout, and I will change all posts. And our code now contains this blog post component that we added. Okay, and let's check. And actually nothing was changed because we just added variable and used these variables from props. We can go back and check. Okay, and I can mark these checkboxes as done and go next. And we have generate tag pages, and here I can create new file tag. Okay, and let's do it inside pages, inside text. And I need to create folder for my text. And here I'll add my file. And I'll just copy paste this content. Okay. And now let's visit our address and check some tag. And as you can see, we have our tag. And also we can add and check other tags. And we have them on separate routes. Okay, and now they propose to use props in dynamic routes. Okay, and I'll just copy this code and provide it here. Okay, and let me refresh. And probably we need to add something here. Okay, we'll copy this and paste it here. And also we'll add base layout and we'll provide it here. Okay, and also we can change or add our blog post component. Okay, and can remove the entire line. And we need to import. And we need to import this component as we did in our blog. Okay. And so here I'll change the path. Okay. And now let's check what we have. And we have our page or tag. And as you can see, we have some posts here. And let's check other tags. Astra. Okay, and we have all posts with Astra text. And let me show you the pages. And as you can see, we have text array here, and all text are related to this post. And as you can see, we have Astra for each post. And we can check this tag. Probably we don't have all posts. And this tag we have only for second and fourth post. And let's check. We don't have it in first, have in second, don't have it in third, and have it in fourth. And that's working. Okay, and let's check what we have next. And we can generate pages from existing text. And let's check how we can do it. Okay, in the tag file, I need to add this code. Okay, and place it below all posts. Okay, tag. Okay. And as you can see, they use set here, and they will create array of unique text from text from all files. Okay, let's move on. Now we can replace this code with our code that uses our variable. Okay, and I'll pass it here, and we'll add some spaces. Okay, and now we can replace filtered posts with posts from props. Okay, and let's do it. I'll just copy, and where we have filtered props, I'll pass this code, and we can remove this. Okay, and let's check. And also I can go back and check some other like Astra. Okay, and we have our posts, and here also we have posts that's working, and they propose to check code, and we have our working code. And now let's check one more time our text and community. We have only insert blog post, and let's check this tag. Okay, and we have it as well. And I can mark these checkboxes as done and go next. And now I can create index page inside text at index, and we'll provide some code. We added index, and we can add code. I'll just copy paste this code. Okay, I'll just provide base layout with some page title. Okay, and we can check in browser, and let me go to text, and we have the page with base layout and our title. Okay, and now we can create an array of text. Let's copy this code to provide it here. We have array of text, and we'll generate them using map inside on unordered list. Okay, let's check our page, and as you can see, we have a list of text. And let's check what I have next. And now we can retrieve this text post from our values as we did previously. Okay, and let me do it. All posts, and for text I'll use this code. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have the same tags, but now we retrieved them from the code and from our files posts. Okay, and let's check next. Now we can create a list of tags, and I'll just copy this code, and we'll replace the code that we have, and also we'll change paragraph. Okay, and we'll add some classes, and also for paragraph. Okay, and I can provide some formatting. I haven't added any auto formatter. Probably I need to do it. Okay, and let me copy styles, add them here. Okay, and we can check. And as you can see, we have our text, our index page, and we can go to some tag and go back and check all of them. Okay, and everything is working so far. Let's move on. We checked the code, and now we can add our page to navigation. Okay, and let's do it. Inside navigation component, I'll just add one more link, and let's check. And as you can see, we have tags here. Okay, and I can go to my tags. Okay, let's move on. And they propose to add tags to Markdown, and let's do it. I'll change my Markdown layout and add this code before slot, and also I'll provide styles. Okay, and now we need to change, and we don't have tags here, but we have front major props, and we can use tags from that. Okay, and yeah, they did the same. And let's check some blog post. And as you can see, now we have tags here, and also we have them here. They propose to check the code, and we did it, and I can mark it as done and go to add an RSS feed, and for that I need to install some package, and I'm going to open my terminal and install dependency, and then I'll run dev server. Okay, and I can hide this terminal, and inside pages I'll create RSS XML file pages, and we'll add file, and we'll just copy and paste the code. Okay, and let's change config, Astra config. Okay, and we'll add this line for testing. Now we can visit our XML. So let me provide the link. And as you can see, we have XML file. For each item, we have info about blog post. And let's check what I have next. And I can mark it as done and check my blog. Okay, and we have tags, and we can go to some tag and open some blog post. And inside blog post, we have also tags, and we can check them as well. Let's return to docs, and the next is Unit 6 Astra Islands, and I'm ready to add some interactivity and go next. And build your first Astra Island, and we need to install dependency, and I'm going to open my terminal and stop dev server and add my dependency and install it. Okay, and I want to continue, and let's check next. And we need to add new component greeting. Okay, and continue here, and again. Okay, we have our dependency, and let me add new component, new file. Okay, and I need to restart dev server with command npm run dev, and we'll reopen it in browser. Okay, and close my previous, and we'll copy the code for greeting component. I can hide terminal and save my JSX component. As you can see, we have now JSX. It's some React extension, and previously we have Astra. And let's check what next. And next we can add our component to our index page. Okay. And I need to open index, and let me check, add it below base layout, and below h2 tag we'll add component. Okay, and let's check. And as you can see, we have message greeting, and also we have button, and button doesn't work. Okay, and let's check next. And as you can see, we need to add client load directive. And let's try. I'll add it below greeting. Okay, and now we have two greeting components, but one with client load directive. Let's check. Okay, and as you can see, we have one component and we have the second component, and the button doesn't work for first component, but let's try for second. And as you can see, the greeting was changed, and again, and button works. We revisited our page and checked client load, and this is called a hydrated component. And now we can remove this greeting component without directive. Okay, and let's check. And we have only one component with a working button. Okay, and let's go next, and I can mark these items as done and go next. Okay, and now we have back on dry land, and we can add day to night switch. Okay, and let's check. We can add this theme icon component. And I'm going to add it here, and just copy the code. Okay, and let's check. And now we can add this component to our header. Okay, let's check header and add it below hamburger, and also here. Okay, and let's check. As you can see, we have this icon in header, but it doesn't work for now. And we need to add styles to global. And let me copy the styles and open global CSS, and I'll add them below HTML. And as you can see, we have some dark styles. Okay, and let's move on. And inside theme icon, I'll add this script that they provided. Okay, and go to my theme icon, and below style I'll add this code, and let's check what they have. And they extract theme from local storage, and then check if theme equals light, then they remove this dark, and otherwise they add class list dark. Okay, and that item to local storage, and also we have handle toggle click, and when we press on this icon, this function will be called. Okay, and let's check. I can click on this icon, and as you can see, theme was changed to dark, and also I can click it, and the theme was changed to light. Okay, and let's go to docs, and we checked our browser, and I can go next. And our last step is to change finished to true in about. Okay, and let's open our about page and change finished to true. And let's check about. And as you can see, we have I finished this tutorial. And let's check, and I can mark this as done, and I see some congratulations, and that's all that I had for today. If you like the video, subscribe to my Dev Web App channel. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.